Aulus is getting a rework, so I decided to play him. And this is what happened. Hey guys, welcome to a new series in the channel. I don't know what I'm going to be calling this series, so I'll let you guys decide on what should it be called. Anyways, so today we're going to be playing Aulus. Aulus is getting a rework, and this will serve as a time capsule for this hero. So let's talk about first Aulus' lore. And it started when Aulus was a young Leonin. So Aulus aspired to become a warrior, just like the old ancestors of Leonins. They were warriors back then. However, as time went on, Leonins become more of in the aspects of magic, and now the young Aulus wanted to be like the ancestors, and so he picked up the war axe, or at least at this point it still is known as a battle axe, and very much wants to use it. But of course, the axe itself has its powers have been dormant for quite some time, and it's just pretty much used as a farming tool. But as Aulus got older, he pretty much wanted to prove that he can be a warrior, or at least Leonins can also be warriors. But his fellow Leonins mocked him of this. And so one day he decided to leave his clan and prove that he can be a warrior, just like the ancestors. And so he went through to the Manian Empire, and then to the Northern Vale. In Northern Vale, he found an army. An army took him in. However, he wasn't really in the front of the battlefield. More of he's in there. He's there to clean up the battlefield when the battle is over. But one day, Aulus charged to the front lines, beating and fighting against the opponents, or at least the enemy. And he hopes that by the end of the day he would be honored on fighting in the front lines. But alas, Aulus didn't know that he would be disappointed, or at least he would be disappointed. The general, instead of honoring Aulus, gave the honor instead to a rookie soldier, and this angered Aulus. And this brings us to his trailer, to his teaser trailer, where he, on the middle of the night, he fights a demon in the forest and decides to leave the camp and heads towards the Atlantis Mountains, where he will prove himself to be the great warrior that he wants to be. And so he battles the demons with his battle axe in the Atlantis Mountains. And as he continues to fight the demons, the power of the axe awakens due to his anger and rage, and so the axe pretty much responded to this. And every time Aulus fights, he gets stronger, and the power of the axe also gets stronger. And during his time in the Atlantis Mountains, he also met a group of people that were there also, that they are there also to prove themselves. They are the Ranger Squads, and among them is Benedetta. And so on. That's where Aulus' lore ends. He's pretty much in the Atlantis Mountains with the Ranger Squad, fighting demons and protecting Land of Dawn. Alright, now that we finished his lore, let's talk about his design. Aulus' design, this current Aulus, I kinda dig it. It's pretty much unique. I'm pretty sure, I mean, the community also loves this current Aulus' design. Reason being is because, one, he's the main reason why he's unique is because he is old. We don't have characters that are in that specific age group where like they have some form of seniority to them and experience, or at least they look pretty much have like matured, or at least like mature look. Basically old looking characters. Because right now we have like a bunch of like we have like a bunch of anime characters, Disney princess character designs. You know who I'm talking to, who I'm talking about. So I'm kind of sad that they're going to remove this design in favor of a much more, you know, the standard young looking anime-ish character. Which, okay, fine, you know, understandably I'm glad that they made a good reason as to why why the new design looks different compared to the old version. But I wish that we could at least get the old design to be some form of a permanent, still, like find a way to pay homage to the old design. Like how Belleric's old design is kept in his intro. So maybe Aulus could, but I've already seen the rework Aulus entrance and it doesn't showcase the old Aulus there. But I do have a suggestion for what they can go for. If for us to have the old Aulus, and that is turn him into a skin. It can be called a nostalgia skin. This is pretty much like my idea, or I'm pretty sure like there are some folks that have concepts of like whether like keeping Aulus in game in like some form. But my idea is that just turn him into a skin and call it a nostalgia skin, like we're nostalgic about the old design of Aulus. And pretty much this we can have the current, the new upcoming Aulus and the old Aulus in game as a skin, but it's a canon skin, so yeah. And now let's talk about his gameplay. Being honest, this current Aulus gameplay is fine. It's pretty much you walk up to an enemy and hit them with your axe. But there's the one thing that kind of separates him from the other basic attacking fighters or at least is his crafting mechanic, where each time he levels up his ultimate, he gains a permanent increase in his stats. On first level up, he gains a specific amount of physical attack boost. On the second level up, he gains a range, permanent range, and then on the final upgrade, you get penetration percentage. Which actually, fun fact, this is actually was swapped. These abilities were swapped already before, or at least these mechanics were already swapped before. On his first release, Aulus actually had some form of a different kit. When you level up, I can't remember specifically, but I remembered that his range was on his level 12 level up. It's not on the level 8. And the reason why they had to swap this is because so that, you know, the community pretty much asked for it, that they should just make Aulus' range accessible early game. So, but I guess like in terms of balancing, like they decided to like we can't give him range immediately upon level 4, so they decided to just like put it on a middle ground, which is level 8, which is okay, sure, fine. But yeah, that is Aulus' gameplay, and that's pretty much it. Any final thoughts? I'm just glad that I get to play this Aulus before he gets reworked. I'm going to miss his old design.
Lore-wise, it's the upcoming Aulus is pretty much a lore progression, so yeah. And gameplay-wise, I will be looking forward to the rework and see whether or not if that improved Aulus or made him worse. Anyway, thank you guys for listening to me ramble on a character that I kind of like. I enjoyed playing, especially his personality. Anyways, catch you guys later. Uh, Goodbye!
Old Aulus still has a few tricks to show!